We are continuing our discussion on personal injury accidents with Catherine Stone from Injury Florida Law. And today she tells us why a picture is worth 1,000 words. Or in this case, we're talking $1,000. What's up, Catherine? How are you?
Well, it's great to see you again. You know, we've all heard that term before.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, I've had quite a few cases recently where the pictures of the damage, you know, you can get a report that says what the estimate was to the automobile and what the damage was. But that really sometimes doesn't present the picture of just how catastrophic the accident may have been. So here recently, some pictures that my client had taken of the accident scenes and of their injuries were basically the catalyst for us to be able to successfully bring their case to a successful conclusion. And it was all because of the pictures.
Okay, so a few things. When I think of, you know, if you are in an auto accident, sometimes it can be very overwhelming. You're dealing with
stressful.
Emotions, you're dealing with stress,
and
the other drivers.
You might be in, you know, hurt. You might. Obviously, you know, if first thing is you need to make sure you get medical care if need be. Yeah. If you have someone with you that maybe isn't as hurt as you are, maybe see if they can take the pictures. Maybe even call a close friend or relative to come to the accident scene and take the pictures for you if you know that you're not going to be able to do it. I actually did that in one of my accidents. Remember, I had some accidents last year?
I was on a bad streak
I was on a bad streak last year, and I actually, yeah, I called my ex-husband and he took the pictures for me because he was right down the road.
Resourceful.
Yeah, because I had a problem with my phone. I couldn't take pictures.
So but yet you know the importance of it.
Right. So the other important thing, though, is make sure you take those pictures on a phone that you know you're going to have access to later on. If you know it's a phone that maybe is a temporary phone or you know it's on its last leg, send those pictures to your email. Send them to someone that can keep them on a safe copy for you, because again, I have some other clients in some other cases that they can't find their pictures. They took pictures, but they can't find them because the phone broke, or they no longer have that service because that service doesn't keep pictures, and it's always a big ordeal. So if you've been involved in anything, a slip and fall, even a workers' comp case, this one most recently had to do with text messages back and forth between the employer and my client on notice, and we couldn't find the phone. Or the phone was broke, and then we tried to subpoena the records and get the text messages. So any kind of documented evidence, whether it be, you know, a picture, whether it be text messages, make sure that you have some way of keeping those, especially through the pendency of your case.
I'm curious, you know, talking about car accidents, and you know, you touched on how stressful it can be and getting someone there to help. What if the other person involved says, oh, don't worry, I'll make sure and take pictures? I'm assuming you need your own pictures,
You should
right?
try to take your own pictures. I would stand there and maybe say, okay, well, let me see that, you know, maybe wait and verify that you've received them, or whoever they're sending it to, they've received them. And it's more along, you know, the actual visual of how the accident happened, like where the cars actually ended up and things like that, especially on private property.
Oh, okay.
Because police officers, they don't typically always do a report on private property if you're like in a parking lot.
Yeah.
So it's very, very, you know, you've got a he said, she said over who ran a stop sign and where the cars ended up. Well, you may have moved the cars before the cops got there.
And I think it's interesting, too, if you don't even think pictures are necessary. Still go ahead and take them,
Always
I'm assuming?
take the pictures.
Always
Yes.
take the pictures. Good stuff, Catherine. I always try to file away all of your tips somewhere because you never know when you're going to need them. But if you already have questions now and you want to talk more about the information we just shared, well, contact Catherine today. There's her phone number. There's her website. Of course, we're talking about Injury Florida Law Firm. Thank you again. Take those pictures.